Tell me, what is the first thing that you do every morning? If you said that you brew a nice cup of coffee, you would be part of 73% of all Americans. But once that cup is poured, a massive environmental disaster begins. Globally, the United States alone produces over 60 million tons of spent coffee grounds every year. That's equivalent to 165,000 statues of liberty in a year alone. In the United States, 85% of those grounds are thrown directly into the trash. That's nearly 51 billion pounds of nitrogen-rich organic waste heading straight to our local landfills.
When coffee is buried under heaps of trash, it undergoes anaerobic decomposition, a process that transforms the coffee grounds into methane, a greenhouse gas more dangerous than carbon dioxide, further polluting the air and environment by heating our atmosphere and contributing to global warming. But the problem isn't just the waste. It also includes our solutions towards odors, to cover up the smell of any space, a bedroom, a car, and even a gym bag. We buy air fresheners that are 90% synthetic chemicals. We're fighting a waste problem with a pollution problem.
That's why we invented the ReGround pouch. The ReGround pouch is a sustainable air restoration solution made from 100% recycled coffee grounds, encased in a biodegradable sachet woven from natural plant fibers. We created a formula with nitrogen and carbon-rich purified coffee grounds, activated charcoal, calcium carbonate, phosphorus, magnesium, and naturally derived scent oils like rosemary and lavender. They don't just mask odors, they absorb sulfur and ammonia molecules, the primary culprits of bad odors, which remove scents at the source and refreshes air naturally.
Most importantly, you're able to replenish the environment once you're done. After you're done using your ReGround pouch, instead of throwing it back to the trash, you can simply just toss it back to your plants. In that way, it acts as a nitrogen-rich fertilizer, and instead of adding methane to the atmosphere, you can add nutrients back to the earth.
ReGround does not rely on any new or experimental technology. Every component we use already exists and is widely manufactured today. The manufacturing process is also relatively simple. Only drying, blending, filling, and sealing. There's no specialized machinery needed, no high energy input, and no rare materials. Instead, only repurposed coffee grounds. This makes ReGround not only feasible, but also scalable at a price point competitive with mainstream air fresheners.
We gain a cost advantage by utilizing what others throw away. With a retail price comparable to traditional air fresheners, ReGround maintains healthy margins while remaining affordable for mass adoption.
Currently, the market is filled with chemical-heavy products like Febreze and Glade. Though they have reasonable prices, they lack quality, health, and sustainability. On the other end, you have expensive electric air purifiers that cost hundreds of dollars and aren't even portable. By creating a product with this type of life cycle that the industry has never offered, we're changing the market from only masking odors to restoring the air.
We use the three tiers of not customers framework to ensure wide appeal. ReGround converts all three tiers by removing chemicals, lowering cost, and adding environmental value.
Using the buyer utility map, ReGround increases utility across the entire customer experience. At no stage does ReGround create friction or environmental harm. To show how ReGround achieves both differentiation and low cost, we use the Eliminate, Reduce, Raise, Create grid, a core blue ocean strategy tool. We eliminated synthetic fragrances, single-use plastics, and electricity-dependent components. We reduce raw material costs by sourcing spent coffee grounds, an abundant waste product cafes normally pay to dispose of. We raised health safety, sustainability, and life cycle value beyond anything in the air freshener market. And we created something entirely new, an air restoration product that absorbs odors and then becomes fertilizer, completing a circular life cycle.
Our target market is anyone with a nose and a conscience, from athletes like us with stinky lockers and bags, to commuters who spend 2 hours a day in their cars, to eco-conscious homeowners.
We are starting right here in Cerritos, partnering with local cafes to source our materials, turning their waste into your wellness.
Most companies ask you to buy a product that eventually becomes a problem for the planet. We're asking you to buy a solution that eventually becomes beneficial for your garden.
It's about time we stop covering up the problem and start regrounding it.